Over to you, Madam Chair.
Good morning, all of you, and welcome to today's meeting of the Grants Allocation Subcommittee for Creative Communities. We have a lot of speakers today, and I'll start with Council Blessing, and that will be read by Councillor Randall.
Thank you. As we deliberate on the issues before us, we trust that we will reflect positively on the communities we serve. Let us all seek to be effective and just, so that with courage, vision and energy, we provide positive leadership in a spirit of harmony and compassion.
Thank you. Agenda item 3 are the apologies. We have apologies today from Mary Jane Duffy. Can I just move that the apologies be...
Could I just clarify the position of the Mayor? He sent his apologies today, but according to our delegations, he's not actually on this committee, but perhaps if we could record his apologies anyway, seeing as he's listed on the members in the agenda.
Thank you, Janet. Any more apologies? No. Okay, I'd like to have a seconder, please. I'd like to move that the apologies be accepted. May I have a seconder?
I'm happy to second that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Michelle. As a seconder, all those in favour, please indicate using the yes/no button on your menu there.
I say yes, but I don't see yes/no button. Sorry.
Okay,
if you go into your reactions tab, that will allow you to use a green tick. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So we have yeses from myself, Michelle, Councillor Randall, Councillor Holbrow. Tracy, you can let me know when those are recorded.
Tracy is good. She's just given us the thumbs up.
Okay, thank you. All right, just remove those ticks. Thank you. Item number 4. Do any members have any declarations of interest relating to items on the agenda? Okay, Councillor Randall, you've got to tick up, and Michelle, you've still got to tick up.
Yeah, I'd like to, as usual, I know, I'd like to record that I do know a number of the applicants, but I feel like I'm able to bring an objective mind to all of the applicants today.
I feel I'm the same boat as you, Janet, and I know that to completely be sensible about my decisions.
Thank you. Now we move to speaking time, public speaking time for the applications. We do have a list of, gosh, excuse that siren, more than a dozen speakers who will be limited to 5 minutes each. So it'll be 3 minutes speaking, which Fiona will indicate to us all across the mic, and then just 2 minutes for questions. So if we could try and stick to that, we will be able to have morning tea at 11:10. Okay. That's a bit of incentive there for you. So now I'll leave it to you, Fiona, to bring in the first speaker, please, and I'll have to repeat that to each speaker.
Madam Chair, we've got Theo Raj coming in just now.
Lovely.
That's application 3.
Good morning, Theo. Would you like to put your microphone and camera on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning, Theo.
Start video.
Hello. Hi, Theo. Welcome today. You're our first speaker. You have 3 minutes speaking time, and then Fiona's voice will come across and let you know. And then there's 2 minutes for questions. So welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, kia ora everybody. My name is Theo Raj. You may know me as the guy who paints murals in Kapiti. I've done a lot of work throughout the community over the past few years and have had a lot of support. So thank you to everyone who has supported me. Yeah, I'm hoping to create a mural with this funding for an interactive mural. So essentially what it would be a piece of art on a wall that throughout the artwork there'd be elements or like little things that are throughout the mural that I would then have a key next to the mural with these elements and how many there are throughout the mural. So when people view the artwork, they can not only admire the full artwork as a whole, but also play somewhat of a game and try and find these hidden elements throughout the mural. I've never done anything like this before, so it would be quite experimental for me, but I think it'll be I think it's a cool idea. And yeah, I'd like to do it. So I'd love some support. Yeah.
Thank you. Are you ready for me to move to questions then, Theo?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for questions. Yeah.
Okay, members. Do we have any questions?
Can I ask one?
Yes, you can. Bernie, just perhaps if you put your hand up and then
Oh, sorry.
Fiona can unmute your mic. Yeah, Bernie.
Yeah. My question, yeah, Theo, wonderful job. I mean, you're a very clever person.
Thank you, Bernie.
I've seen most of your artwork, even the one at Otaihaga on the toilets there, right?
Yep.
Is it you? Yeah.
Yep.
So whereabouts in Seaview Road, I know it's the walking path, but whereabouts do you have in mind? You obviously a wall, is it?
Yeah, so currently there's a pathway that leads from Seaview to Marine Parade. There's a cafe down there. I can't remember the name of the cafe. But there are two walls that I've been painting over the years.
Okay.
And they're a bit, the last time I painted them was probably 2017, I think. And yeah, they need a bit of a refresh. So I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to create something for the community. And I mean, I've been painting the walls anyway, so there's already art on them. They're getting a bit old. You might know, so it's, you know what I'm talking about, the pathway with the cafe.
No, I'm familiar. Yeah, I'm familiar with that area.
Janet, Councillor Holborn.
Thank you, Theo. It certainly sounds like a really exciting idea. The amount that you're requesting is quite substantial in the context of this fund. Particularly, we're heavily oversubscribed this time. I just want to know if we're able to part fund this project. Would you be able to secure other funding to finish it, or would it be able to proceed?
Like if there was, I mean, any help would be great. I'd be super grateful for that. The reason why I put so much forward was because half of it would be going on materials and time spent designing and all that sort of stuff, and I mean half of it would go on tax anyway, pretty much. So yeah, and with the current climate of prices for food and living costs and petrol and stuff like that, and being a full-time artist, I don't feel like, but I feel like it's pretty reasonable ask. I don't feel like art is as valued as it should be still, and people that are living off that really do need a bit of a hand.
Yeah.
You know? So,
I'm not questioning the budget at all, Theo. I think it's a really reasonable budget for a project like this, but just in the context of what we're able to contribute through this community, that's all.
Right.
So,
yeah.
No, thanks for that response. Really helpful.
Madam Chair, that was time.
Is it time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Michelle, we'll get a question in the next speaker or two. Okay, look, thank you, Theo. We'll move now to the next. Well, staff will be in touch with you, let you know the outcome. Good luck, and we'll go to the next speaker.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, we have Hamish Campbell in the meeting room now from Zeal Education Trust, which is application number 4.
Fabulous. Good morning, Hamish. How are you?
It's all right. Yep. How you doing?
Yep. Hi. Good. Thank you for your application, Hamish. You have 3 minutes to speak, and then our staff will put her voice across and let you know that, signal that, and then there are 2 minutes for questions. So fire away.
Awesome. Hey, yeah, we have been running a dance program in Otaki actually over the last couple of terms, and it's going really well. And we just want to extend that into, I guess, our area down in Paraparaumu. So we recognise that there is quite a large expense involved in dance, and that not every young person has the opportunity to participate in that. So we just want to make these sessions free for those that want to sort of experience what it might be like to be in a hip hop class. So we've got an amazing tutor and youth worker that'll be a part of that program. Yeah, so we're excited about doing that here at Zeal in Paraparaumu. It'll be the first time we've had any hip hop here. Yeah, which is great. So hopefully the rest of the application is fairly straightforward. But if you do have any questions, let me know.
Thank you so much. Do I have questions from the members? Michelle, your hand is still up. Did you have a question for Hamish?
Previous, sorry about that. Do I just press the red cross?
No, you press the lower hand button, should be at the bottom of your screen.
Got it. Sorry, Hamish.
Right.
Janet, your hand's up. Do you have a question? Thank you. No. Okay. Wonderful. No, I don't appear to have any questions. Anyway, thank you. Lovely idea and really lovely application, Hamish. Good to see you as always. And staff will be in touch with you with the outcome.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Madam Chair, we have Jerome Chandras Hassan joining us from Humorous Arts Charitable Trust Board. That's number 5 in terms of applicants.
Thank you. Marina Jerome.
Hi, Marina. How's it going?
Hi, good. Thank you so much for your application and your ideas and coming to speak to us today.
No problem.
We have allocated 3 minutes for you to speak, and staff will signal that to us all. And then there are 2 minutes for questions. So fire away.
Sure thing. Well, that's what I'm looking forward to, is bringing a professional live stand-up comedy show to the Kapiti Coast. And I've had a look at the venue. It seems like a beautiful venue. It's the type of shows that we've also run successfully around the country. We just had one in Kātarin, and we've got one booked in Kerikeri in the far north coming up in May, and Westport in August. And we really like the idea of incorporating acts from the acts you might have seen on television, like Michelle Court or Paul Ego, but also having on board on that lineup performers that I know who live in the Kapiti region, like Sarah Devsich, Rian Woodhill, Lee Alamoana. There are a lot of performers who would just really benefit from having that opportunity to perform at a larger stage and with other acts with a higher profile. So that's something we always include with all our shows, as a diversity, like not just diversity of genders and race, but also a diversity of regions. So having performers from different parts of the country performing together and sharing that space in the green room. The other aspect of my application was the workshop, the Comedy Lab workshop. So Michelle and Derek Flores are 2 performers from Canada who have over 20, 30 years of experience working in improv and stand-up comedy. And they've got an ability to tailor a course to high school students or even other ages, incorporating storytelling, improv, stand-up comedy, And it's a way of engaging the youth, that next sort of generation of performers, whilst also having a show in the evening for the adults, for the wider community. So we wanted to incorporate something that incorporates youth aspects, different ethnicities, different parts of New Zealand, and just having a fun, entertaining show as well. On top of that, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. And we've just got funding to run a similar event in Featherston, in the Wairarapa. There are some great performers up there. There's a young guy based in Featherston. We've got Leanne Karaitiana, who's a grandma from Carterton. She's going to be performing on stage soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing the performers that we can put together in Kapiti as well.
Oh, wonderful. Any questions, members? But don't appear to have any questions, so I'll ask you one. Hamish,
Sure.
Sorry, Jerome, this round is, as normal, very, very fully subscribed, oversubscribed. So if it should happen that we can't provide all the funding that you request in this application, would your event still be able to go ahead?
I'll be able to adapt. We can do things like maybe running 2 shows, or I could reduce the length of the workshop, or I could gently increase the ticket price or gently decrease some of the performer fees, but I could definitely work, I'd be able to adapt.
Oh, great agility. Thank you so much. Look, staff will be in touch with you with the outcome of this this process. And thank you. Good luck. Great to meet you.
Thanks for talking with me. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Madam Chair, just now we have coming in Rachel Allen from the Can Inspire Charitable Trust. That's application number 6.
Thank you. Good morning, Rachel.
Hi there.
Hi. Welcome to our meeting today, and thank you for your application. We have 3 minutes for you to speak to your application, and then staff will send a voice signal to us all that time is up and it's time for questions.
Okay.
Thank you. Floor is yours.
So first of all, I just wanted to introduce Can Inspire Charitable Trust to you. So we've been operating since 2011 officially. Our founder is Sarah Clifford, who lives in Ashburton, and she was diagnosed with melanoma. She was a young mum at the time and had to travel from Ashburton up to Christchurch for treatment. So at that time, she was given a jewellery making kit, and she found that making jewellery while she was undergoing treatment was a really good way to take her mind off things. So she thought afterwards that she wants to provide that experience to other people. So she actually made 28 necklaces in the 28 days that she was receiving radiation, and then she decided to auction those off, and she gave some money to the Cancer Society in Ashburton, and then she put the remainder to start in Can Inspire, and we became a charitable trust in 2011. So since then, we now operate in 6 regions across New Zealand, from Hawke's Bay right down to Invercargill, which is where I am based. And in your area, particularly in Kapiti, we've seen a lot of demand over the last year. So we've started doing workshops there and appointed a tutor. So previously our Wellington tutor travelled up to Kapiti, but now we've got Steph based along the coast there to do workshops. And we have currently, I've just had an update from the application. We have had MS Society, Birthright, and grandparents raising grandchildren all have dates booked in for us for May and June, subject to funding. And then Hospice and Cancer Society, obviously at the moment, with vulnerable people, they're just a bit more cautious. So once they are running in-person workshops again, that will be for those booked in. And specifically, lastly, just that our request is for tutor fees, tools and findings for both the workshops and the kit bags.
That's time, Madam Chair. Sorry.
That's fine.
Do any members have, thank you, that's very inspiring, Rachel. Do any members have any questions? Yes, Michelle.
Hi there. I think your project sounds absolutely wonderful. With your kit bags, where do you actually source your beads for your jewellery making? Do you buy it? Do you seek sponsorship from places like Spotlight, etc.?
So all our beads are from donated jewellery or donated beads. So people who've got unwanted jewellery or broken jewellery donated. We've got a lot of bead drops around the whole region, and we have volunteers who pick that up, break apart the jewellery, we wash the beads, and then we have other volunteers who sort that ready for the kit bags and for the workshops.
Okay, because I have no idea that you actually had a drop-off centre, and I'm a magpie, I collect. So where would I personally, as a resident here, where would I find a drop-off centre? I didn't know about this.
I would have to let you know, because Kirsty's the coordinator for the region and has those details. Unfortunately, other family members are using Zoom at the moment at home, so she wasn't able to make today, but I can provide that information to the administrator and she can forward that information on to you.
Right. I just would suggest strongly, because it's such a good idea, that you approach the local newspapers and get a serious story out there, because there'll be lots of magpies like me on the coast.
Yeah, cool. I will pass that on.
Great idea. Are there any other questions? No. Okay, look, thank you so much, Rachel. Look, staff will be in touch with you with the outcome, and good luck. Great work.
Thank you for having me to speak. Bye.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, next we have Chris Craddock coming in from Music Festivals and Events. That's application number 28. Are you able to hear us, Chris? Oh, there you are.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can't see anything, but I can hear you.
Oh, good morning, Chris. We can hear you and see most of you. That's better. Okay. Hi.
We're up and running.
Hi. Thank you for coming to speak to us again this morning. Great to see you. Chris, you have 3 minutes to speak, and then there'll be 2 minutes for questions. Fiona will let us know when speaking time is. So okay. Far away.
All right. Good morning. Hi, I'm Chris Craddock from music events and festivals. We originally were known as the Kapiti Music Festival, but then we became a charitable trust on your recommendation. Today's the end of our financial year, so our up-to-date financials are a year old, of course, that we had to supply. So we've run the Kapiti Music Festival for over a decade now. I think we're in our 13th year, and again, we want to do it again this year. And with the COVID restrictions being released, hopefully we'll have a wonderful event. So to kick off May Music Month, it's Sunday the 1st of May, perfect date, and we're going back to Marine Gardens. And as I said, I believe this will be the 12th time that we've been there to kick off May Music Month. It's a wonderful venue there. Excellent. We normally get a very large crowd, and that's Jazz in the Gardens at Marine Gardens at Raumati there. So in our application, upon a couple of bits of advice that have come out of Creative Communities applications in the past, we've actually applied initially to 2 different funding sources. You'll recall that you had helped fund our summer music in the park, and you only gave us 50% of the funding, but we had several months that we could go to another funding source, so we went to the Lion Foundation, and they were very generous and they made up the difference. So therefore we now have a good relationship with them. So we thought this time we'd actually put in an application to Creative Communities to fund all the performers, and we put an application into Lion Foundation to fund the PA and the backline. So that funding has gone in, and we haven't heard back from them, just as after this meeting today, we hope to successfully hear from you. And of course, the other big thing that you suggested to us a few years ago is we should be having a koha bucket, and we've done that. So we want to turn it almost into a carnival this year, and we'll have a free sausage sizzle and a free bouncy castle for the children. Of course, that's in the park there, the children's park's right next to it with the miniature railway going around, and we have an excellent relationship with the miniature railway, and we link into their power source, so which works out perfectly. So we think that the koha can support the sausage sizzle and the bouncy castle, And if you can fund the bands and the Lion Foundation funds the PA and the back line, we'll have a wonderful event again. And fingers crossed we get a perfect day like today on Sunday, May the 1st. So yeah, that's our project, and certainly hope that you can continue to support us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Chris. That honestly is really great. I feel like now that we've been a little part of helping build such a great event with you. It's
Thank
good.
you.
Questions, Janet? Janet.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, I just want to say congratulations, Chris, on setting up the charitable trust and diversifying your funding sources. It's just really fantastic news. So congratulations to you and everybody who's working with you on this. I just think that's absolutely wonderful. We've asked council staff to start looking at a separate fund for community events like this. So we'll certainly be in touch if and when that happens in the future. But yeah, well done on everything you've been doing with your organisation. Just fabulous. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Janet. That's wonderful. Bit of feedback for you. You've taken away the power source from McLean Park. So that came as a big shock for us when we ran summer music in the park. I had to quickly rush off and get a generator. There used to be a box there that supplied power. So we had to use our cohort from our summer music in the park, which you helped funded, to pay for a generator. So maybe you could talk to someone at council there to say, why isn't there a power source at McLean Park anymore?
Yeah, we'll certainly take that back, won't we, Jackie and Bernie?
We certainly will, and fortunately the Paraparaumarama Ward Councillor Randall is sitting right here. I'm sure he's already taken a note.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thank you.
Kia ora. Oh, sorry, can't put my hand up. Can I make a comment?
Certainly.
Sorry, it's Sonia here. And there is a power source at McLean Park. We've just put it inside a closed. You just need a key to get into it, but it's actually a three-phase power source. It's just been shifted.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Be in contact, because we do have another funding application in to hopefully run an event at McLean Park during May Music Month. So if you could send that information through for its location, that would be brilliant.
Excellent. I will do that, Chris.
Good. Thank you.
That you're here, Sonia. Maybe Chris and Sonia need to catch up.
Lovely. There don't appear to be any more questions. So look, thank you so much, Chris. Staff will be in touch with you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Madam Chair, the next speaker is Rod Graham from the Otaki Pottery Club, but I haven't got him in the Zoom meeting yet. I wondered if Narita or Sonia was aware of whether we're still expecting him or whether we should move on.
Sorry, who's that?
We're missing Rod Graham. I haven't had him arrive in the waiting room for Zoom.
We are expecting him and we haven't heard from him, so we expect he's probably still trying to log on.
Okay. Madam Chair, we do have Jan Bolwell from Crow's Feet Dance Collective. Would you like to be able to move on to her, and then if Mr. Graham appears, we could go back to him?
I think that's probably a good idea in the interest of keeping to time.
I'll just admit her now.
If she's ready. Yeah.
And Madam Chair, I understand that Ms. Bolwell is speaking on behalf of Crow's Feet Dance Collective and Handstand Productions. So they are one after the other, applications 11 and 12. So she's in the meeting room now.
Thank you. Could you all let me know if chainsaw noises are annoying you? I'll just have to jump up and close some windows. Steve's decided to go cut forward. Is it all right?
Fine.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Right, welcome, Jane. I'll just see if your mic's up yet.
Can you hear me now?
Hi, yes, we can hear you. We can't see you at the moment.
I'll just do the video.
Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Jan. Look, wonderful welcome to our meeting. Wonderful that you're here early. You get to speak early. And thank you so much for your application. Jan, and the interesting story too. My goodness. It's really wonderful of you. Jen, you've got 3 minutes to speak, and then there are 2 minutes for questions after. So I'll give you the floor for your application.
Okay, well, the first one I put in is for Crow's Feet Dance Collective. And can I just say, we're very encouraged to come back to Te Reo Kura this year because we had such a wonderful time last year. And the staff managed, social distancing and all that, which we may be in again. So we're very keen to bring our new show back to the theatre, which is so beautiful. And this year we want to do a retrospective. We've been going for nearly 20 years and we felt it was time to revisit some of our more successful works. So this year we're intending to do Requiem, which is by the wonderful composer Carl Jenkins, which I choreographed in 2006 when my younger sister sadly died of cancer. And so this was a work in memory of her. And the company loved doing it so much that they said, well, look, if we're doing a retrospective, could we do this work again? So we are going to do that. And the other work we're going to do is to Ravel's Bolero. And this was a very popular piece that we did. I called it Women's Work. And so we dance the whole of Bolero, but we go through all the tasks that women do, like cleaning and being in the office and raising children. And it's delightful. And we think the audience will enjoy seeing that again. So that's our plan. And we'll do about an hour's program of this retrospective, which everyone is very keen to do. And it's very interesting revisiting work when you haven't done it for about a decade. We've all got a bit older, so we have to modify the choreography, but that's not a bad thing. And so that's basically our project. And we're really keen to do it in the wonderful theatre again, which we had such a successful time there last year with very good houses, despite the social distancing issues.
Marvellous. Are there any questions from committee members? Don't appear to have any questions. So, Jen, I'll let you get on to speaking to application 12, was it, for Handstand Productions?
Well, this is a work. I seem to be going back into the past, and I'll just talk to you about crows, because My Lord Goffredo is one of the first theatre works, solo theatre works I did nearly 20 years ago. And it's about my father's experiences during World War II. And I toured it extensively around the country. And I was persuaded to remount it. But the interesting thing about it is that in that interim, I found out a lot more about my father's war. There's so much more research that one can get, and people like Chris Pugsley, who's one of our most eminent military historians, has written a couple of wonderful books about the Second World War. So I've got a lot more material. So this show, My Lord Goffredo, is about my dad in the Second World War. He was captured in the North African desert. He was thrown into a POW camp in northern Italy. He was rescued by some Italian people, and basically he lived in a cave in the hills of Italy for 2 years. Before being rescued by the Americans. So it's a great story. And of course, why I want to do it too is that it will resonate, I hope, for a lot of New Zealanders, because there were many, many men who had this experience of once the armistice was signed in 1943, that they were escapees. And I particularly want to do it up the coast because I'm mindful of our demographic, of folk living in retirement villages for whom this work will speak strongly, I think. And so I thought, well, I'm not just going to do this in town. I really want to share this with some of the older and the younger citizens of Kapiti. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. Yeah, amazing. Are there any questions from the committee?
Raise hand.
Councillor Hobbo.
Yeah, I just think I just snuck in by a microsecond ahead of you.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
It'll be quick with that reactions tab around here. Thank you for these applications, Jen. I agree. It's certainly always interesting to revisit previous works. So this is a really tight funding round this time, and so we're asking this question of anybody really who's applying for more than a very minimal amount. If we're not able to fully fund these amounts, First thing is, would you prefer us to fund one in full or both in part, or what, you know, or would the productions be able to go ahead if we couldn't fully fund them? What are your thoughts around that?
Well, look, my basic feeling about that is I would prefer to have a wee bit of help with both of them, even if we can't have the full amount. You know, we're never completely skint. I always have a bit of a buffer, particularly with crow's feet. So, you know, if we're not able to realise, I mean, the budget is, you know, they can't run that theatre up here on nothing. And so, you know, you know that there are expenses associated with hiring that theatre, but honestly, it's well worth it, because you want, if you're going to be in there, you want to make sure that you've got good lighting and sound, and those technical things to me are really important, or else why bother going there, you know? So my short answer to your question, Janet, is that I would prefer to have a bit of money for both productions.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you about Te Raukuta Ki Kapiti. It's a highly professional venue, and particularly good when they look after you during COVID restrictions as well.
Oh, they were wonderful last year. I can't praise them enough. It was just a fantastic experience for us.
Yeah, and I also think that using that venue helps to reach audiences that wouldn't otherwise attend, potentially, because it's such a popular venue just in and of itself. Thanks so much, Jan. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle.
Well, Janet was inside my head because I was actually going to broach exactly the same question, Jan. And you and I have worked together over many decades, so I know how hard you work, but I also endorse exactly what Janet has said. There's a lot of money being asked for this year and not a lot of money to give. But I think, thank you for your honesty, that if you were funded a little bit for both, that makes the decision slightly easier.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, and thank you again, Jan. Our staff will be in touch with you and let you know the outcome. And thanks so much.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak, and good luck, everyone. Stay safe.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Madam Chair, we still haven't seen Rod Graham in the waiting room, but I do have two people in the waiting room. I have a Jane and I have a Phil Simmons, but we would be skipping ahead a little bit there, as we're also waiting on Louise Waterworth from Kapiti Women's Centre, but she's not scheduled till 10:20. So we've got a little bit ahead of ourselves because of Rod Graham not coming in. So I'm in your hands, Madam Chair, as to how you would like to proceed.
I'm wondering if members want to have a 5-10 minute, or Narita, you've got your hand up.
Yes, we just heard from Rod. He's actually, his internet's broken down a little bit, so he's lost connection. So he said he's frantically trying to get connected again.
There is a possibility, Narita, that if he can't connect to the internet, but he can use his phone, he can actually use the phone number to come in via Zoom. He may still need the internet, but it may be another option for him.
Okay, no, thanks for that, Fiona. I'll get in touch with him and mention that to him.
Okay. Would members like a 5?
Yes. Yes, yeah, please.
Okay. All right.
Back in.
Back in what time, Fiona?
If we were to come back in at 10:15, then, or just maybe 10:16, that gives us 5 minutes, and then hopefully then we'll have Mr. Graham.
Lovely. Okay.
Thank you.